Yo, so what's going on, boobies? Nah, you thought I was gonna say Battlefielders, right? And then you heard boobies and you were like, oh, there's probably like 900 of you guys that are like, use that intro now. Not gonna happen, guys. Go fap off to something, you little freaking horny bastards. What's up? It's Pone. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the future of the Battlefield community on YouTube. Now, I had to try to find the right way to word this. I needed to find the right way to word this, and that was actually kind of difficult to say. My fuck. Anyways, Mr. Guys, what's up? I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about this. And this was sprung up by a couple of questions we had, and I had a live stream last night with about 500 viewers talking about this. I had a couple of the commentators on board, myself, Nick Bunyan, Grizzle, Inception, a couple of the smaller commentators you may or may not know of. And we were all just kind of hanging out, you know what I mean? You know, we had our pants off, beer in hand, and poured on the tube, you know, the normal. And we were just hanging out, you know, like a couple of guys, and we decided to talk a little bit about this community thing, and it got involved. I was actually kind of shocked of the lack of, you know, I guess knowledge of how YouTube works and how it grows and how things change, and maybe I can enlighten you guys a little bit about some of this stuff. I got a message in my inbox, and it really is hard for me to find time to read a lot of these messages, let alone respond, but this one really did grab my attention, and it's something that I had to think on and try to elaborate and to explain to you guys. Now, the comment was, hey, Pone, I saw that, you know, you've been telling us that, you know, a like and a favorite really helps the channel out, and you got a kid on the way, so I've been liking and favoriting all your videos. Is there a way I can donate, blah, blah, blah. You know, it went on like he really wanted to genuinely help me out. And then he was curious. He asked a question. This question was simply, in one of your recent videos, you do your standard, hey, can you like and favorite as a, you know, a reminder and so we can help you out. But you also asked us to support the other Battlefield players too, you know, like Level Cap and other people, and you were just kind of wide open, say, hey, support all of them, make sure you guys like and favorite all of them because it needs to be necessary for Battlefield to grow. And I had to try to find my best way to explain to him, so instead I decided to make a video because I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't understand why I'm so concerned about the Battlefield community as of yet. Generally, I'm somebody that kind of, you know, is to myself, I like to help smaller channels out when I can. And as you guys know, I have a lot on my plate, but there's always going to be things about YouTube that you guys may or may not know. What you guys do know is the Battlefield community is very, very small on YouTube. Yeah, there are commentators with 100,000 subs that do great things, but the majority of the Battlefield commentators have generally between 2 and 10K subscribers. I mean, there are the rare occasions that have, you know, 40K, something like that. That's generally the high level. Whereas in, you know, Call of Duty, it's 400K, 500K, 1 million. I mean, you got people like White Boy and Woody and them that have well over 500,000 subscribers, some of them over 1 million. And you could tell that the Battlefield subscriber base is about a 10th to a 20th of what Call of Duty is in Minecraft. So, in my opinion, and obviously statistically, Battlefield is just tiny. It's a little zit on the ass of YouTube. And it's a fine ass. If it makes you feel better. I didn't want you guys to think that you're shit or something like that. We're talking it's a zit on Jessica Biel's ass. The only flaw on her ass, but at least you're on her ass. You know what I mean? I can't save this. I'm sorry. Patty Cake. Apparently I couldn't save him either. Fuck your window. Anyways, back on track. So I started to think a little bit. You know, I had to try to explain to this guy why I was encouraging you guys to do this. Now, YouTube changes. Things get more and more difficult in what I like to call a dead zone. A dead zone is basically a period where people just, you know, like a drought, if you will. It's an area where there is, you know, no flow. It's very difficult for people to gain exposure, subscribers, attention, views. And that generally happens, I'd say, it hops. It declines via season. You know, spring it gets a little rough. Most games come out basically around November, give or take, you know, 2 weeks, a month. Most of the top FPS shooters, you know, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo, etc., they all come around Q4, which is November, give or take a month. So what happens, that is basically the rise. That's where everything big hits. That's when the new games come out. People forget about the old games. People get excited. Videos hop in, more views, more people are interested and find YouTube, and the sub counts and people that are attracted to YouTube grow. Now, with that being the case, what happens to Battlefield? Now, I come from a background in Call of Duty. I did Call of Duty for 2 years before I hopped on Battlefield. I've been doing Battlefield for coming up on a year now. Now, I'm only mentioning this not because I want to talk about Call of Duty, but because I've seen, you know, what has happened. I've been doing YouTube for 3-ish, maybe 4 years now, and I know exactly how things change. I know what to expect. Summer things change. I figure because kids, you know, are going outside, things are happening. You have time to yourself. You want to just marinate, have fun, masturbate while you're just suntanning, whatever it is you want to do. That a lot of people and a lot of views and subscribers slow down a little bit in the summer, right around right now. And that's generally not a big idea to me, because it doesn't seem like a threat. It's understandable, Very few channels keep rising at an incredible rate. I mean, most of them stay about stable, gain the same amount of subscribers they did a couple months ago, same amount of views, and they stay about stable, but the smaller guys take a big hit. And I'm going to tell you why this is even more of a problem with Battlefield coming. Now, through Call of Duty, you have to understand, Call of Duty releases a title every year. That's what you're expected. Basically, with Call of Duty, what happens, they release a game every November. Come time February, March, everybody's pissed off with the game. They found something they absolutely hate, and nobody wants to play it anymore. And they're like, no, not my vegetables. They just can't stand it. So with that being the case, basically there's this dead zone where, anything that could have been done has been done. Generally in the 4 to 6 month range, anything you can think of has been done. You cannot tell me anything that I do not already know about a weapon. You cannot do anything that I cannot already do. So basically the ideas and the insight and the teaching and stuff like that is kind of dull. It's kind of void at that time. And now it only lingers on creativity. People that are comedians or funny or have incredible shows, something that you have attached to by then. So when that comes along, basically, those first few months are generally where a channel prospers, where it blossoms, and that's where it goes from there. Now, in Call of Duty's case, we only have a year gap in Call of Duty. So they have one guaranteed title every year. They alternate between 2 different developers, but for a fact, every November there is a new Call of Duty video game. So even if you're 3, 4, 5, 6 months in as a YouTuber, another 6 months away, you have a brand new title. You can start building up for that and be ready to, establish a new fan base with the hopes that this Call of Duty is not going to suck. That's kind of what happened. So everything slows down a little bit in summer, and it gets really, really, it just drags feet a little bit come time, September, October. And where it takes the biggest hit for a lot of games that do not have repetitive year-by-year titles, those games somewhat die. They really, really dwindle off, and they're not attractive anymore. And I'm going to tell you the perfect example. Battlefield only comes out once every, 2, 3 years, something like that. We do not have a year-to-year title, which means Battlefield is going to have to struggle to contain, its appearance, to stay relevant, to be popular on YouTube. It's going to need a lot of support. That means you guys control what Battlefield is on YouTube. We have grown exponentially throughout this period. You have, a year ago, there was only like one commentator I knew of. I'm not going to mention his name because I don't like him, but I have never ever heard of another commentator. And up over this year, you've got people like Level Cap who've come out of nowhere, Mongol, Enigma. I mean, there was a little bit of a crowd for BC2, but it was tiny. I'm talking micro penis tiny. And it was difficult. And now we're just in this area where Battlefield's actually getting momentum. It's getting popular. You've got Pixel Enemy. You've got all these things trying to support it. And now we're kind of getting into that area where we've seen it all before. What else can we do to stay original? What else can we do? And basically, to keep Battlefield popular, you guys are going to have to go out of your way to help some of these commentators out. Not necessarily me, but all of them. I mean, I love the support. I love the help. But all of these commentators. Now, a lot of the guys, some of the big guys like Level Cap, so on and so forth, their channel's pretty much going to be safe. The smaller ones are going to start dying. They're going to realize they're getting a fraction of the views, and the reason is because those guys would much rather watch another commentator. Now, let's break this down. Say we got about 30 minutes on the day. We comes around November. There's lots of kids in school. Take this into consideration. It's about November. Brand new games just come out. You got Black Ops 2 out there, Halo 4, all these other games that are out there, Medal of Honor Warfighter. Can you imagine the activity that's let alone going to be on the servers, but on YouTube? I mean, do you think, I honestly think that come time the Q4 this year when all the games come out, you're going to have about 1/10 of the people playing Battlefield. Everybody's going to be playing that new shit. Nobody's going to really give Battlefield a chance anymore. A lot of the other commentators are going to jump ship and they're going to go to what's popular. Then they'll come back to Battlefield later. They're going to find some alternative or something else to woo into their channel to make them, relevant, which is understandable. It's not a problem. So take it into your consideration. You got 15 minutes. You just get home from school. You got dinner on the way. You got about 15 minutes. Are you going to watch a video about a Medal of Honor Warfighter, which is brand new, or are you going to watch a video from Battlefield 3, which you've been watching for the last year? That's the question you got to understand. So I have a fear. I really do have a fear that without enough support, Battlefield is really going to start slipping. Some channels are safe. I mean, I figure my channel is probably going to be solid, Level Cap. But basically, anyone below that, they're going to lose views. They're going to lose popularity. And every channel takes a hit when these new games come out. And because Battlefield does not have a year-to-year title, Battlefield, you know, all that momentum we had over this last year, all the growth and all the greatness, and the fact that Battlefield 3 finally trumped and created a better game than Call of Duty. Not trying to piss anyone off, but they shit on Modern Warfare 3. Finally, we have a little momentum. We have a little bit of, you know, backbone, and we're ready to go. And the issue being is that I'm afraid of all of that to start slowing down. I mean, as soon as something has momentum and it starts slowing down, it's going to be hard to build back up again. And that's why I honestly asked you guys to do that. That's why I asked you guys to check out the other commentators. Make sure you guys like and favorite, retweet, share them on Facebook, talk to your friends about them. Because what happens in the Battlefield community happens to all of us. So, you know, there's a lot of Battlefielders I may not like. A lot of Call of Duty guys I may not like. But I like the Battlefield community. A lot of the guys still have their heads on straight. There's nothing gone, you know, too crazy in this community yet. And I want to see it strong. I want to see it stay firm. And the only way that is going to happen is from the support of you guys. If you guys can still keep helping these videos, you guys keep watching them and keep the game relevant. Because as soon as some of these guys drift off and you know, they're only getting, you know, 10K views instead of 40K views, they're probably going to find something else. And it's not because they want to, but it's because they need to. And that's something I also want you guys to understand, that if this fear does happen, that's something I want you guys to check out. Now, what I have decided to do, and what I want to do, is created a new channel. Now, I have nothing on it right now, but I urge you guys to go subscribe to it. A couple months back, it's around February, so about 6 months ago, I kind of did a patty cake. I tried to revive Don't Revive Me, Bro. I know, it's kind of ironic. And bring it back to light. Now, there were some issues and complications as towards why I could not help with that channel. There were some problems. We had contracts up because it wasn't my channel, but I still, you know, if you would invest time, money, effort, sweat into something, you want to make sure you can't get fucked over. I did get fucked over. So when that happened, I just straight up, you know, dropped doing that. I didn't want anything to do with Don't Revive Me, Bro anymore, BFO, and none of those guys. So now I'm kind of on my own, and I'm wanting to help Battlefield stay popular. And by doing this, I think one of the best ideas we've come up with is creating a channel, not necessarily a community channel. It's kind of like a network, if you will, where we're going to have certain directors, and, you know, we're also going to have, you know, the ability for people in the community to submit. We're going to be looking for guys, you know, the guys that I've been showing you guys about, like Papa, and there's some decent content out there, and those small guys that without enough push and guidance, they wouldn't get anywhere. Battlefield really struggles in the YouTube community. You know, though there may be people out there to watch things, they may be able to learn things, they may have views out there. But just imagine, you know how hard it is for somebody like, you know, a Battlefielder to get a partnership through Machinima or some of these other companies? Because the popularity for Battlefield is not what it is for Call of Duty or Minecraft or a lot of these other games. So most of them just overlook, oh, you play Battlefield. And they just generally don't care. The only one that really does care is Pixel Enemy. And I'm not saying this to badmouth or anything. This is just the truth. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to link down below myself, Nick, and a handful of other commentators, smaller commentators, not the larger ones, because I honestly feel that we can't bring in larger commentators. I'd love for them to promote it. I'd love it. But we can't bring them in, because if we do bring them in, what's going to happen is they're going to get sidetracked. They're going to realize they can put just as much effort into making a video on their channel and make a lot of money. The only thing that the community has to gain from this channel is great entertainment from the viewer standpoint. For the people that actually want to submit their own videos, you have the potential to gain exposure, maybe a future partnership, so on and so forth. So because there's going to be no money there, it's hard to keep people interested. So I'm going to try my best. I've slopped up a little bit before. I was kind of responsible for why Method Gaming fell apart. It was a great group of guys, but even though it fell apart, look what you got out of it. You had Boo Man. You had MLC Stealth. You had a handful of people that, you know, we helped expand and turned into great people. So there's a lot of potential with this. I still felt we did great with that. And I would like to see a channel dedicated to people that like to play the fucking objective. I want to see people dedicated to this. So this is basically a channel that's open up to everything besides, you know, things like Minecraft and Call of Duty. Basically, we're going to be accepting Medal of Honor Warfighter. You're going to see Battlefield staying solid over there. Maybe a little Halo 4. You're going to see some of the popular, like PlanetSide 2. You're going to see a lot of these games. And I know this sounds like one giant pitch, but it's something that I felt like I needed to address. Because I feel that, and I honestly do want to leave this prediction here, is in about 3 or 4 months' time, you're going to see a lot of the smaller commentators probably just quit. And it's because they didn't have anybody helping them. And if they cannot maintain their views and their sub counts and something like that, they don't have the momentum or, you know, stride, they're going to quit. they're simply going to quit. And I'm sure that some of you out there have a couple small commentators that you absolutely love. One of my best friends is Nick Bunyan. And I know come time the end of the year, his channel's going to take a big hit unless we could do something about it. And I mean, there's lots of good people. There's lots of good talent. Even the guys that are stuck in the 30, 40, 50K range, people like Mongol, they're going to take a hit. And unless we can come together as a community, do something great with this, and stay relevant, you know what I mean? We got to just stay popular. And the only way we could do this, and we got to write it out for another year, guys. And I know it sounds like a weird thing. It's like I'm trying to recruit you to fucking fight in an army or something, but I'm asking you guys for help and to simply subscribe to this channel and check it out. If you don't like it, unsubscribe. But I would really appreciate it if you go over there and take the time to check it out. Like I said, as of right now, there's nothing done to it. The channel's made. You can subscribe. I don't think there's a background on the thing right now. That's going to be taken care of today. And I'm going to have people that handle doing this. They're going to be running it with me, so it's not going to be entirely up to me. I don't have the entire weight of the channel on my back. So we're going to do what we can. We're going to be doing giveaways and stuff. Part of the money is going to be going back to the community. Whether or not it's buying tons of map pack codes and whatever it is. You know what I mean, guys? I'd love to be able to do something. And like I said, I think it's a great move. I think it's great for the community. It's great for up and comers. And it's great for the viewers, because all of this is going to be screened. You're going to have people like me that you can trust watch these. One of the biggest issues, and this is something that I had with Machinima, not trying to badmouth them, is Machinima used to be a great channel. This is kind of what I want this to turn into. There's going to be montages. There's going to be commentators, tips and tricks. So much you can learn from this channel and be simply entertained. There's going to be comedians, personalities there, as well as people that can teach you a little bit about the game or the weapons and stuff. So there's going to be lots of cool things about the FPS there. But like Machinima used to be incredible. You used to go in there, if I clicked on any video in Machinima, you're going to have a quality content commentator. You're going to have great stuff. Nowadays, it's saturated. It's overwhelmed by people that just got thrown in there. You can go on there and you have to, instead of going on there and watching a video about a year ago and knowing that everybody's going to be doing a great job, these are great commentators, and you might have the one guy that really sucks. Now it's just back asswards. Now you have to look for the one good guy, because all the other commentators are shit. I unsubbed from most of those networks because their standards dropped. They really did. And this is an opportunity for us to help the community, most likely around the Battlefield community, because we need to keep Battlefield relevant. We need to keep it popular, because without enough momentum and backing, it's slowly going to die. And I know it sounds weird, but it's going to shrink. It's going to shrivel up like a grandpa penis. It's just, it's disgusting, right? And I don't want to see that happen. And then you have, the new growth with, Medal of Honor Warfighter, and you're going to unite this all together. You're going to get, there's going to be something there for everybody. So I encourage you guys to go check it out. I will be mentioning this in a later video, and I know this turned out to be a long video. If you guys are with me this long, I appreciate it. I want you guys to check the channel out. I will be announcing this channel later on, but, I just want to thank you guys for all the support. I mean, the support that you give me in the community, because all it takes is the entire community to start, going downhill, and every individual starts taking a hit. And we work our asses off to create content and to, stay popular and, do great things in the Battlefield community, and I would hate to see that die. I would hate to see that, Battlefield die and then I'm forced to play Call of Duty again. I wouldn't want to see that. I want to see, Battlefield stay strong. And that's just where I stand. Maybe Medal of Honor will fill a really good void, and some of you guys will be okay with that. But hopefully you guys will take in there and you guys will enjoy it. But thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you guys leave a rating and check it out. Like I said, all of the commentators, support them. Drop a like and favorite on all of their videos. Somehow teach it to yourself that every time you click that video in your sub box, that you automatically, while the ad is running, you hit that like button. Try to support them, guys. Thanks for watching. Like I said, down in the description below or on the screen, you can click and subscribe to the new channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out. Get it.